What's up, y'all? Back at it with another one. And here at Round One Sports Talk, we're going to be going over what it means to be on the pound for pound list, my pound for pound list, and why I believe everyone's pound for pound list is wrong. Trust me when I tell you, you are not going to want to miss this video. Please watch it in its entirety. So, without further ado, let's get right into the video. So, it's been a long time in the making. I wanted to make a video like this to let the world know what the real pound for pound list is and how you get on it and why this pound for pound list they have now are bogus. Okay, first of all, let's get right to it. I don't want to know who the ninth pound for pound best fighter in the world is, the seventh, the sixth. You know, they're just great fighters. I already know that, right? The pound for pound list is a very prestigious list in boxing that should be kept at a high standard. 10 fighters on a pound for pound list, that goes to show you the corruption and the way they stretch things out to try to get other fighters and names on these kind of lists. So they stretched it out and made it 10. That's crazy. The real pound for pound list in the world should only consist of the top 3 guys. 1, 2, and 3. That's it. Who's on top and who's threatening, which makes the list that more prestigious to get on. If not just anybody can get on the list and it becomes real hard to get on that list, well, then the list would become more prestigious. So, Terrence Crawford was number 1 on the list for a very long time until recently ESPN in Top Rank put Inoue above him. Okay? Now, I wanted to go over what it meant to what the qualifications were to get on this list. And I scoured the internet on this exact question. I was thrown back and I could not believe how many men, coaches, professional boxers, champions do not know what the pound for pound list truly is. They're just listening to what other people said and they're giving their opinion on that. And although their points may be accurate and right, had that been the qualifications to get on the list, but they don't realize that these people are making new rules to get on the list. First of all, my list, how many belts you won does not qualify you to get on my list. You could have won all the belts in every division. That does not qualify you to get on the pound for pound list. The pound for pound list, in fact, that has nothing to do with weight. Has nothing to do with your ability to move up in weight and go through multiple divisions. That does not get you on the pound for pound list. Pound for pound only means they couldn't say, it didn't sound good when they said skill for skill. It didn't sound good. So they're just using that as an expression, pound for pound. That's all it is. Okay? But the real way you get on the pound for pound list, you're judged by your skill and your performance and what you did inside of the ring, right? Can you adapt? Can you adapt to lefty, righty, to a brawler? Can you, are you fundamentally sound? And are you a polished fighter? Under those guidelines, it would qualify you as an elite fighter. So amongst all the fighters in the world, the top 3 elite fighters are who should be on the pound for pound list. Not that any Joe Schmo should be on the list. And then a lot of people are going to turn around and say that, okay, if you're going to make it 3, I'll just eliminate my bottom 7, and that's my 3 top to pound list. It's not going to work that way. People that think like that are usually the people that think they know it all. Usually the people that no longer are interested on learning anything else. They only learn what they're pursuing. They have the ability to learn but only what they're interested in. Only what they think should be worthy of learning. Sometimes you can learn a thing or two from another person. Okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, the pound for pound list has to be 3 elite fighters. You have to be a well-rounded fighter, right? Okay. Terrence Crawford and Naoya Inoue are 2 of the top elite fighters in the world. There are no 2 fighters like them. Okay? With their accomplishments and what they did in their performance and how they handled their opposition opponents. Most importantly, boxing is the ability to hit without being hit. Okay? So you also got to get hit the fewest. You can't be in there slugging it out, bleeding blood everywhere, and be expected to be called a pound for pound greatest fighter in the world. You get touched up too much. You might win the fights, and you even might have a 100% knockout ratio like Arthur Benavidez. He has 19 fights, 19 knockouts, 100% knockout ratio, and there's other fighters that surpass him to get on that list. He's the type of fighter is like, I'm going to hit you, you hit me, I'm just going to hit you twice as hard and knock you out. He got touched up a little bit too much against Yard and in all his fights. So he's not a real skilled fighter. He's a crafty fighter, a very strong fighter, and has great power, but that doesn't get you up there with the elite. Okay? Real elite fighters, great ring IQ. Now, we can't make a Superman here, right? We have to judge him on being human. Okay? So on those standards of being a human, there's no perfect fighter. But this is what we have. Okay? And Terrence Crawford is probably the best fighter in the world. Naoya Inoue is right there with him. And what I did was, in order to separate the two, I had to break down where did they separate at. If I had to say in speed, they're both fast. Power, they both possess power. Footwork, they both possess footwork. Great ring IQ, both fundamentally sound. I was like, wow, this is a tough one. Where did ESPN and Top Rank make the deciding factor? Who is ahead? And I think I figured it out. Here we go. Terrence Crawford only fought 3 times in 3 years. He fought once in 2000, once in 2021, and once in 2022. So and we're going on 2023 right now, going into a new year. He's only fought 3 times in 3 years. That's it. Naoya Inoue fought twice in 2022, twice in 2021. He fought in 2020. He fought 5 times. So Terrence Crawford's inactivity and only fighting once a year, and Naoya Inoue fighting multiple times a year, is what put Naoya Inoue in the number 1 spot. Because when you put yourself in the ring, you're at a more highly probability of getting knocked out or getting knocked down. So, if you fight once every year and you're thinking about keeping the number 1 spot in the pound for pound ratings, you're just skating by. So that's why Naoya Inoue surpassed Terrence Crawford, because he got more fights. He did it in more impressive fashion, and he was knocking the people out still while maintaining his skill and everything else. And that's why I put Naoya Inoue atop of Terrence Crawford, because of his inactivity, because they're right there with each other and everything else. So those are my 2 top elite fighters. Now, if you think that the number 3rd spot was going to come easy, this is where everything comes in. Because had you had a list consist of 10 fighters, which one of those 10 fighters are you going to give that spot under the new qualifications? Canelo Alvarez can't get that third spot because he's been beat twice. Lomachenko can't get that spot. He's been beat twice. Okay? So they can't go there. Arthur Benavides, he's got a good claim for that third spot, but so doesn't Alexander Usyk. He's well rounded, skilled. He outboxed Anthony Joshua not once but twice. He's a well rounded little heavyweight fighter there. Okay, so wow, you got the Charlos twins. They're in the mix. You got um Josh Taylor in his own right is a pretty dominant fighter. He's a good fighter. Okay, um the only thing there's just more skilled fighters that slightly edge him out, but he is a crafty fucking fighter, bro. Okay, that Taylor kid, he is a crafty fighter. But I just see other superior, more skilled fighters. Shakur Stevenson, for instance. And Shakur Stevenson gets hit less than any of these guys. So when you start breaking it down now, wow, Shakur Stevenson has speed, power. He's very well coached, ring IQ. He's a polished fighter, and he gets hit less, you know. Um, so this number 3 spot becomes an issue, and that's where I'm gonna leave it up to you. Who gets the number 3 spot? Okay, now I can give you a list of fighters, and I want you to leave it down in your comment section. And these are some of the fighters that ESPN and Top Rank have on their 10 pound for pound list. But now you can't have a 10 list. Now it's only 3. So who gets the 3rd spot? Okay. Now the reason why Errol Spence Jr. doesn't get the 3rd spot is because of inactivity. He's only fought 3 times since 2019. That's it. We're going into 2023. He hasn't even fought 4 times yet. He doesn't have enough fights to qualify him for that 3rd spot because of inactivity. And damn it, I had to take that away from him because Errol Spence Jr. is my guy. And I want him in that 3rd spot or even in the 2nd. Okay? He's just a one-dimensional fighter. You know what he's going to do. You just can't stop it. And for that reason, he's a polished fighter. Okay? He's a very crafty fighter. And what he lacks in flashiness, he makes up for it in power. So he is a complete fighter. He just hasn't been active enough in the past few years. And I can't base him on his past fights and his past accomplishments to put him on a list in today's time. I can't do that. And for that, Errol Spence Jr. falls off my 3rd spot. So he can't get the 3rd spot. Okay? So, you got Mike Bivol. You got Bivol. Bivol is there. You got Tyson Fury. You got Devin Haney. You got Shakur Stevenson. You got a lot of good Charlo twins. You got a lot of good fighters. The reason why I didn't put Devin Haney up there just so yet, he's young and he has accomplished a lot in his young career. Yes, he has. But I still don't think that Devin Haney's a polished fighter. I think he has some things he has to work on. You fight your opponent as each opponent comes, each individual. A lot of fighters are judged on their last fight, but they don't understand. I only fought this guy because this was the way to fight him. Had I been fighting somebody else, the fight would have been different. But I was fighting him. So I had to fight it this way. So that's why I'm not that harsh on the person when they're like, because I understand that some fighters have to be fought a certain way. Okay? So, pound for pound list is only 3 fighters. That's it. It's very hard to get on that list. It's a very prestigious list of the only top 3 elite fighters in the world. I have 2 people on that list, and I would like to come back and talk about this. But now that everything is stirred up a little, and here are your qualifications. Belts don't count. Weights and divisions don't count. Your fighter must be a skilled, complete, well-rounded fighter. And if they've been defeated, that means that somebody figured out their game plan and beat them at it. And if they've been defeated more than once, they can't get on the list. Okay? Your fighter in today's time basically has to be undefeated. Okay? He has to be an elite fighter. So leave down in your comment section who you believe is in the 3rd spot and why. I'm going to come back and we're going to think this over. No more 10 pound for pound lists. We cutting that shit out. The pound for pound list is a prestigious list. It only consists of 3. That's it. Okay? Tell me what you think about that. Please like, share, subscribe the videos. This is the only way that these videos can get out and people can see what's really going on. All right? On to the next one. Peace.